Right now at 4 a.m., two separate security threats caused one plane to ground in Atlanta and terminals to be evacuated in Kansas City. I'm Colby Thielen. What we know about those threats, the disrupted travel, it's all ahead. Plus, a sudden change leaves many working parents scrambling. Why Integris Health plans to close its childcare centers. The story ahead.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Megan Gold. Hope you had a great weekend. Today is very, very warm, feeling like summertime, near record highs. And then tomorrow, our next chance for severe weather, wind, hail, and a tornado threat. The latest coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. It was a beautiful weekend, really, if you got a chance to get outside.
Saturday kind of chilly, but
it's a little on the chillier side.
Still not bad at all.
Beginning of March, right? What can we expect?
Exactly. Yeah,
and we've been so warm that when it's a little bit cooler, it's like, oh my
gosh, what's happening,
yeah.
Right? I think we're on track to have one of the warmest starts to March on
Wow.
record. Right now, we're already in the top 9, so we'll see where we end up. Yeah.
Okay, today, another warm day.
86 degrees for a high this afternoon. So
the pool close out. Let's go.
Yeah, near record highs. The record is 89. I don't think we'll get there, but down in southwestern Oklahoma, we'll have spots that reach the 90-degree mark. The big Altus.
Yeah,
it's always Altus.
Altus.
Altus, we love you. We love you big. Hey, tomorrow it is all about the chance for our next round of severe weather. We'll talk all about it coming up. The big view across the country, watching for a few showers and thunderstorms to develop down across south and eastern Oklahoma. That hasn't happened quite yet, but our next cold front has developed up to the north, and that combined with an area of spin, some energy down to our southwest will become tomorrow's storms. We're going to track that out for you coming up here in big weather, but to get you out the door this morning, there's a live look on our Lucky Stars Skycam network. The skies are clear. We're very, very mild out the door. 57 is our temperature right now with a pretty breezy to a gusty south wind. Mid to upper 50s and low 60s. Fort Cobb, Chickasha, you're 62 degrees right now. And we've got 40s back into the Panhandle, Kenton over to Guyman. South winds right now at about 10 to 20 in the metro. You go up to the north and west, about 15 to 25. Winds will increase through the morning and then kind of taper off as we go into the afternoon. We do have some fire danger today. There are your rain chances for this morning. We'll talk all about tomorrow. That's the big headline coming up here in a few minutes. Colby, back to you.
Megan, thank you. A firefighter was hurt while battling a commercial fire on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. This happened around 7:30 yesterday evening at a warehouse near North Virginia and Linwood Boulevard. Crews say that they were able to contain that fire to the storage area inside that building.
At this point, we also do not have a cause and determination. We have investigators on scene looking to see what the cause may be. Also, I don't have a damage estimate at this point. We're trying to contact the building owners to see if we can get them on scene as well.
That firefighter who was hurt was cleared there at the scene. The cause of the fire still under investigation. Oklahoma City police are looking for a suspect involved in a shooting on the northwest side of the metro over the weekend. Officers say a teenage boy was shot around 11 Saturday night. This was near Northwest 23rd in Portland. Police say the victim did not know the person that shot him. He was taken to the hospital. His condition, though, has not yet been released. The U.S.-Israeli war with Iran continues to intensify as the conflict enters its second week. Iran officially selected the son of the late Ayatollah as the country's new supreme leader. This comes as another American soldier has been killed in the operation. Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
Supporters of Iran's newly minted supreme leader celebrated on the streets of Tehran as a cloud of black smoke blanketed the capital city 10 days into the conflict with the U.S. and Israel. Iran's Assembly of Experts chose Mojtaba Khamenei to succeed his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, killed last month in the first wave of strikes. President Trump saying he is not happy with the choice, according to Fox News. Speaking to CBS News, advisor to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Michael Eisenberg, delivered a grim message.
The highest risk job right now is to be the new Ayatollah. That's a high-risk job. To be the head of the Iranian military, the IRGC, those are high-risk jobs. Don't take them.
They're going to be targeted.
Don't take those jobs. We're watching you.
8 days into the war, Israel launched new attacks on Tehran's critical oil infrastructure. Iran warning residents to take precautions against toxic smoke and acid rain. Iran retaliated, launching missiles at Israel and other U.S. allies in the region, including Bahrain. Iranian drones also targeted Dubai's airport this weekend and Kuwait's Social Security building.
We're not looking to settle. They'd like to settle. We're not looking to settle.
As President Trump says there's no end in sight without Iran's unconditional surrender, U.S. Central Command confirmed a 7th U.S. service member died from injuries sustained in an Iranian attack on troops stationed in Saudi Arabia. Sources tell CBS News the U.S. also may have been responsible for the bombing of a girls' school in Iran that killed more than 160 people, many of them children.
That was Jared Hill reporting. Oil prices passed $100 a barrel on Sunday due to the war. On social media, President Trump brushed off that surge, saying prices will drop rapidly when the destruction of Iran's nuclear threat is over.
All right, at this time, we need everybody to have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. I need to see.
With some terrifying moments on the Southwest flight after a reported security threat grounds the plane in Atlanta. Passengers were forced to raise their hands and keep their heads down as law enforcement boarded that plane. A source within Southwest Airlines confirmed the passenger was praying aloud. In a statement, the airline said that this turned out to be a misunderstanding. Passengers, though, were put on a different plane to continue their trip. And then yesterday in Missouri, a threat forces passengers to evacuate the terminals at Kansas City International. The evacuation began just after 11 a.m. It lasted 2 hours. Any flights that landed after the evacuation were held there on the taxiway. FBI Director Kash Patel said the FBI reviewed the threat and determined it to not be credible. Integris Health announces it's closing its childcare centers, leaving many parents with unanswered questions. Yesterday afternoon, they piled into the parking lot of the corporate office for a town hall meeting in hopes of getting some answers. News 9's Stephanie Minichi was there.
Parents say at 8:30 Friday night they received an email from Integris Health. It announced the Children's Place and Fun and Fit changes will end mid-August of this year. One person who didn't want to go on camera shares her reaction.
My immediate thoughts were my fear of what was going to happen to the staff.
Another parent, also asking to stay anonymous, says a letter of reconsideration was submitted at the town hall. It addressed Oklahoma childcare shortages, lengthy wait lists for childcare, and the impacts it could have on the workforce if parents have to call out. In a statement from Integris, it says the facilities have been losing more than $1 million per year. As a not-for-profit health system, we must continually evaluate how we allocate resources to best advance our mission of partnering with people to live healthier lives. Parents say childcare is very difficult to find.
We have long hours, we have early mornings, and finding a facility that can fit those needs, that you feel like your child is protected and safe in, is a big challenge right now.
Stephanie Minichi, Oklahoma's own News 9.
And our source was one of those that shared at Sunday's meeting. The head of HR, Allison Peterson, says 88 employees will lose their jobs. 355 children will be displaced. 192 of them are in the Fun and Fit Care for older kids as an aftercare and summer program. Pet owners in the metro will have a chance to save on essential care starting today. Officials say Pet Vet Animal Clinic is hosting a week-long, low-cost shot clinic through March 14th. This will be at Pet Vet Supply right near Southeast 15th and Air Depot. They'll be offering discounted vaccinations, microchipping, and wellness services for dogs and cats. Hey, if you're getting out to do a little walk later today, it's going to be very, very warm, Megan.
Maybe go earlier in the day. That would be my advice. This afternoon, near record highs, it will be feeling like summertime. Southwestern Oklahoma, you will climb to 90 degrees, maybe even the low 90s. So get ready for a very warm day with sunshine tomorrow. More cloud cover and our rain and thunderstorm chances start to crank up with another round of severe weather likely. 57 is our temperature right now. Clear skies. South winds are keeping our temperatures very, very warm. Upper 50s, low 60s this morning with a south breeze at about 10 to 20 up in the northwest towards Woodward and Alva. Gusts to 25 and 30 miles per hour. This morning, rain chances will be east and southeast of the metro. And then again, it is all about the round of severe weather for tomorrow afternoon and night. We'll start to see a few showers break out in the morning. I'll walk you through the rest of Future View coming up here in Big Weather.
Also ahead, millions of Americans are heading to Florida for spring break. But we're going to show you how many cities are preparing for the partying crowds. What changes are ahead? We'll show you. Welcome back. A warm day on tap. Hope you had a great weekend. But that also means the fire danger is still with us, as it is when the dormant vegetation is still around.
Right. So we still need rain, especially here in Oklahoma City. Yeah. We picked up some Thursday and Friday. It did come at the cost of severe weather. Yeah. But today, super warm. We're dry, but we do have to worry about some fire danger back into western Oklahoma. I want to start by showing you some video from our Kyle Wilson, who was out in East Woodward County yesterday. And this was a fire that rapidly grew and kind of started to burn out of control. They had to bring in air support from air tractors, and just texting with Kyle last night, there's that air support. Thankfully, winds were light enough that they were able to get those up in the air, but this was down in some deep canyons full of cedar trees, and we all know that those cedar trees ignite very, very quickly. So thankfully today, winds will not be completely out of control up in the northwest. They'll actually be a little lighter than here in the metro, but there is some concern that that particular fire could reignite along with some other fires going up. So I'll show you that zone coming up here in a minute. I do want to give you an update on the tornadoes that we had as we went through last Thursday and Friday. We lost 4 Oklahomans with our 2 rounds of severe weather, and we'll start with the Beggs tornado. That has been rated as an EF3. And if we can go ahead and show that video, I mean, the video is just total devastation, and your heart just absolutely breaks for these folks that have lost absolutely everything. This video from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, and winds 135 to 140 miles per hour. Structures lost, cars moved from those strong winds, and obviously trees, power lines, all the things completely snapped in half or gone from where they once were. So we're thinking about all of you. Really, this is out of our viewing area, off into eastern Oklahoma, but so many Oklahomans impacted. And again, we did lose 2 Oklahomans in that tornado. We'll take you back to Lynx 1 and show you more ratings. So another one up towards the Tulsa area at EF2, the Fairview tornado where we lost 2 Oklahomans at EF2 as well. And then it goes down from there. And those are only 6 of our up to 15 tornadoes that have been given ratings. And these can and will potentially change. So we'll continue to update you. But the record for tornadoes in March set back in 1991 was 17. We're only, 9 days in now, and we have a preliminary number of 15. So we are tied for the 3rd most, and we'll see where the rest of the month takes us. But another round of severe weather for tomorrow. Cold front is going to come in from the north. The cold front, along with the dry line, will set up tomorrow, and there's this area of spin or energy down to our south and west, and that combined again with your cold front will provide the energy for tomorrow's rain and thunderstorm chances. Now notice how big of an area this is. It's really a statewide risk, and as we go through the day today, we'll start to kind of fine tune the specific areas, but with the strong jet stream winds overhead, we'll have some wind shear, a lot of moisture in place. We will really kind of have those ingredients come together for, again, large hail damaging winds and a few tornadoes, mainly tomorrow afternoon into the night. Now, here's the deal. Most data, not all data, breaks out a few showers and thunderstorms early in the day. What can happen is that can have an impact on what happens later in the day. So if that happens, that can, again, change kind of the result as we go into the afternoon and evening. They'll be spotty. Not everybody sees them. And then by 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll start to see thunderstorms develop down to the south and out in the west. Heavy, heavy rain. Again, a wind, hail, and a tornado threat will exist into the nighttime hours right through the Oklahoma City metro, pushing off into eastern Oklahoma. And then for your Wednesday morning, a few lingering showers, but most of that is down to the south and east. And then the rest of the week is quiet. That's the good news. Here's the live look from our Lucky Stars Skycam network. South winds are blowing this morning. 59 is our temperature right now, in upper 50s and low 60s here in the metro. Very, very mild, even warm out the door. South winds 10 to 20, a few gusts to 25. Winds will be strongest up in the northwest this morning, and then into the afternoon they should diminish. That should help the fire danger some. Rain chances highest this morning to the east of Oklahoma City, and here are your highest this afternoon. Alva 83 degrees, 86 in Oklahoma City, 90 degrees in Lawton with full-on sunshine, and the record for Oklahoma City is 89. I think we fall short, but we're pretty close. So again, this afternoon, the dry line or dry air really punches into the west. That will give us that moderate fire danger. Thankfully, winds not out of control, and Woodward up to Alva, winds will be much, much lighter than areas down at the southwest. So that's keeping fire danger down some. Overnight tonight, clouds build in. Tomorrow morning, a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow's still a warm day with a gusty south wind, and then again, our chances really crank up during the evening, the overnight, out to the west and to the east of Oklahoma City. Cold front comes blasting through early Wednesday morning. We'll have north winds 20 to 40 miles per hour with highs in the mid to upper 50s, 60 degrees here in Oklahoma City, and mid 60s down to the south. And then guess what? We warm it right back up as sunshine returns. We're back to the 70s, upper 70s and 80s by your Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Our next big cold front comes through and takes us back to the 50s. Colby, back over to you.
Megan, thank you. Millions of Americans planning spring break trips will head to Florida. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, destinations there are looking to welcome those who are looking to party responsibly.
At Mango's Tropical Cafe on South Beach, owner David Wallach says he's hoping for change this spring break.
What are we going to do to reverse the depression?
We're breaking up with you.
In 2024, Miami Beach successfully called it quits with spring break after seasons of violent and unruly crowds.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. Who do you then attract with a different demographic to now fill in? Remember, March is a month where everyone pays half of their year's expenses.
So now the city's working to balance law and order with cautiously pulling back certain rules.
Loosening up the restrictions doesn't mean a return to the past. Miami Beach is looking to shift the focus to health and wellness in hopes of attracting a different crowd.
Green juice?
The city is planning marathons, high-intensity workouts, even yoga. As Miami Beach opens up, Panama City Beach on the Florida Panhandle is cracking down.
Play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes.
That city has told unruly spring breakers they're not welcome after online flyers called for a beach takeover. Across Florida, authorities are on high alert. The trade group Airlines for America forecasts 171 million passengers over the spring break travel period.
So people are still spending money on travel, but they're really going to be focused on value.
Sherry Young is a hospitality and travel expert.
The hotels, the resorts, they've really had to try to control their increases in price.
And Miami Beach may have some deals to be found as business owners look to welcome tourists back responsibly. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And the car rental company Hertz released its list of top 10 cities for spring break. Orlando actually topped the list, while Miami came in at number 8. Ahead here on 9, 5 people are being considered for a major political appointment. Who Governor Kevin Stitt could choose for the U.S. Senate seat replacing Senator Markwayne Mullin. We'll have that list coming up. Welcome back. Hey, maybe over the weekend you got a chance to go out to the Penn Square Mall and see Our weather team, you guys were there for the Severe Weather Awareness Expo.
It was so fun. So it started at 11 o'clock. We didn't wrap things up until 3:30.
Wow.
And it actually ended at 2 o'clock. So we had all of our storm trackers. That was Amy Castor and Patty and Hank Brown. And this is amazing. This is a quilt that this lady made. And it's this selfie that David Lacey and I took, and we signed it. And she turned it into a quilt. So we got to see it in real time. It was amazing. And seeing so many precious kids, so many future meteorologists, I think, kids that are so passionate about weather and wanted advice. You know, what do I need to be studying in school if I really want to make this happen? So we had a great time. It was awesome.
I see all the trackers out there. The line stretches, by the way, if you haven't been to this, it's pretty incredible.
It's overwhelming. I try not to look around the corner.
I get my makeup sometimes there at the mall, and one time I went during a Severe Weather Expo. The line was all the way down the concourse, out the door.
You came on Penn Square Day?
I did.
That was your first mistake.
It was a mistake.
That was a big mistake.
I came to see
the
you
parking
guys.
is a nightmare.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
It is tough. It's tough. But it's a lot of fun, and so many folks asking questions about what happened last week and what's ahead, because a lot of folks were wondering, hey, does that mean this spring is going to be very active?
Right.
You guys are on top of it.
Yeah, and tomorrow brings our next severe risk, so it's not like we get a big break. The good news, after tomorrow, the week is really quiet, which is nice. We get a strong cold front that comes through, but nothing to worry about for today. That's kind of a tomorrow's issue, but just want you to be dialed in and know that we do have another wind, hail, and tornado threat coming in tomorrow. And also, one of the best parts about the Penn Square Mall is that having storm trackers all together, and there's no severe weather involved. that is the best part. So breezy to gusty south winds this afternoon is crazy warm, near record highs, feeling like summertime. Fire danger will be elevated Oklahoma City west, and then again tomorrow afternoon through the night, the dry line sets up cold front north, and storms will light up into the afternoon, evening, and overnight. We'll talk all about it coming up.
Those trackers have had a long week.
They're ready for another round. I tell you what, they live for it.
Exactly. Hey, we got much more ahead. Robin and Lacey will join us. Good morning, Jaden. We're back right after this.
Good morning. A Metro teen is hospitalized after a weekend shooting on the northwest side of OKC. I'm Robin Marsh. What we are learning from police about the search for a suspect is coming up.
Travel disruptions after threats at 2 major airports over the weekend. We have the video. I'm Lacey Lowry. Coming up, what we know about the incidents in Atlanta and Kansas City.
And dozens of parents say that they are scrambling now after Integris Health announces plans to close the childcare centers. I'm Colby Thielen. Why families say the decision could make an already difficult childcare shortage even worse.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. It was a beautiful weekend, and we're continuing it here into Monday. It's going to be very warm.
There you go. It's just the time change. That's like a little shock to the system this morning.
Still crazy that we had those tornadoes last
goodness.
week, Thursday, and again on Friday, and so many lives lost in this first round of spring severe weather.
And it looks like more could be coming later this week as far as severe weather. Megan Gold in the Bob Mills Weather Center on a Monday morning. Megan, good morning. How are we faring this week?
Good morning, guys. Well, today is quiet, near record highs, sunny, very warm and windy. We will have some fire danger, but tomorrow the severe weather threats ramp back up, talking wind, hail, and again, another tornado threat. Thinking about all those impacted by Thursday and Friday's tornadoes. I've got an update on those ratings for you coming up here in big weather. 57 is our temperature right now. Very, very mild out the door. Temperatures in the metro, 58 in El Reno, 60 at Tinker to Choctaw, Hara and McLeod, 59 in Norman, and 61 in Edmond. A few 30s out in the far western sides of the Panhandle, but everybody else is very, very warm to even mild. South winds this morning at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Up in the northwest, we've had a few gusts to 30 and 35, and as the sun comes up, the winds will ramp up with gusts to 35 and 40, and then winds will diminish some into the afternoon. But we will have some fire danger today as humidity falls into the teens and even single digits in far western Oklahoma here into the metro. Northern Oklahoma, your winds will be a little lighter, so that will help out some. But our next severe weather maker is down to the southwest. This cutoff low, this area of spin, providing some energy. We'll have the jet stream winds overhead, a cold front to the north, and that will bring really a statewide threat for severe weather. We'll talk about it coming up here in full weather. Back to you guys.
Megan, thanks so much. Headlines right now at 4:30. Oklahoma City police are looking for a suspect involved in a shooting. It happened on the northwest side of the metro over the weekend. Police say a teenage boy was shot late Saturday night. This all unfolded near Northwest 23rd in Portland. Police tell us the victim did not know who shot him. The young man was taken to the hospital. His name and condition have not yet been released. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says 2 teens were hit by a car while walking in Bartlesville. Troopers say it happened before 8:30 Saturday night. We're told 66-year-old Carrie Stutzman was driving on State Highway 123 when she reportedly hit a 16 and 17-year-old near the road. The teens' conditions have not yet been released. We will keep you posted.
Cleanup efforts are continuing in North Tulsa after a tornado moved through Friday night. Neighbors are still clearing debris, assessing damage, but many say they're grateful that storm didn't seriously hurt anyone. News 9's Michaela Glenn has the latest.
When you drive around the North Tulsa community, you see people patching up roofs, cleaning up debris, and cutting down trees like this one here. While no one was hurt, there were several close calls. David Scoggins was the only one home when the tornado hit. He watched the storm move in just moments before a tree crashed down.
Up and I was at the front door, and the trees right across the street started flickering like paper. And at that time, we heard a big loud roar. And by the time I got to my front door, to my dining room, the tree had fell down on the house.
The home has been in his family for more than 30 years. And Scoggins says he and his siblings all helped take care of it after his mother's passing. He found some guys to come clean up the tree before any more damage happens to the home.
So I'm thankful to God that he's still here, so this could be replaced, but we can't.
Just down the street, businesses are also dealing with damage. Jack's Memory Chapel and the neighboring convenience store took a direct hit.
How come it's that much damage happened with the tornado?
Zolkar Khan owns Route 36 and says one of his employees was inside when the tornado hit.
When the tornado hit the building, it was like shaking or something he felt, and he was underneath the table. he hid himself. And after tornado gone, then he came outside and he see this kind of situation.
He estimates repairing the gas pumps, roof, and fencing could cost around $10,000.
It affects a lot because people need a gas, so they cannot take the gas right now.
The damage may take a while to clean up, but everyone is thankful no one was hurt.
Well, state and local leaders are looking at the damage from Friday's severe storms across Oklahoma. Governor Stitt, Tulsa's mayor, and county commissioners in the Tulsa area walking through the damage Sunday and talking about plans for the future and the cleanup.
There's other nights of the week where it could have been much, much worse. So just a reminder to all Oklahomans that I see damage now. This is my 8th year, and it never gets easy to see what Mother Nature can do, and that's why it's so important that we heed the warnings of the officials when we're seeing that and staying safe.
And the governor also touring the damage in Beggs, Oklahoma, seeing the damage at the school, talking with families that were impacted. He did declare a state of emergency for several Oklahoma counties.
Well, talking now about the replacement for Senator Markwayne Mullin as he is tapped to now be the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. A source familiar with the selection process tells News 9 the 5 candidates Governor Kevin Stitt is considering to replace the senator is in the U.S. Senate. Here's a look at those names right now, starting with Nathan Dahm. He served as chair of the Oklahoma Republican Party from 2023 to 2025 and previously served as an Oklahoma State Senator from 2012 to 2024. Harold Hamm, billionaire and founder of Continental Resources. Dustin Hillary, Governor Stitt's senior advisor and co-CEO of Hillary Communications. And then there's John O'Connor, who served as Oklahoma Attorney General from 2021 to 2023. Lastly, Governor Stitt's Chief Operating Officer, David Ostrow. Of course, Mullin is scheduled to begin serving as Homeland Security Secretary March 31st, if confirmed by the Senate. And once the seat is vacated, state law gives Governor Stitt 30 days to name a replacement. Epic Charter School says it's paid off a $30 million line of credit months ahead of schedule. School leaders say the loan was secured last June to keep the virtual charter school operating after past financial issues. The school's previous financial problems stem from an ongoing case involving former leaders accused of funneling millions meant for the school. A judge's decision in that case is expected in April.
All right, at this time, we need everybody have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up.
Terrifying moments on a Southwest Airlines flight after a reported security threat grounds the plane in Atlanta. Passengers were forced to raise their hands, keep their heads down low as law enforcement boarded the plane. A source within Southwest Airlines confirms the passenger in question was praying aloud. In a statement, the airline said this turned out to be a misunderstanding. Passengers were put on a different plane to continue their trip. And in Missouri, a threat forces passengers to evacuate the terminals at Kansas City International. This was yesterday. The evacuation began just after 11 in the morning and lasted about 2 hours. Any flights that landed after the evacuation were held on the taxiway. FBI Director Kash Patel says the FBI reviewed the threat and determined it not to be credible.
Well, it's the American dream to own your own home, but things have changed a lot over the last few years. And for senior adults, those changes can make it difficult to decide what should be the next move. Senior Living Truth is holding a seminar later this month, March 19th at 10 a.m. at Francis Tuttle Tech Center. Officials say the goal will help senior adults make informed decisions about maintenance and home repairs.
We just want to provide the information and allow each senior to make an individual choice and be proactive in their thinking and their planning for the future.
Those interested can register for the seminar online. It's at that website, seniorlivingtruthseries.com.
Pet owners here in the Metro will have a chance to save on essential care starting today. Officials say Pet Vet Animal Clinic is hosting a week-long low-cost shot clinic now through March 14th. This will be at Pet Vet Supply that's right near Southeast 15th and Air Depot. They'll be offering discounted vaccinations, microchipping, and wellness services for dogs and cats. Amazon is expanding its footprint in Oklahoma with 4 new delivery facilities. The company announced stations in Weatherford, Perry, and McAllister, as well as a same-day delivery site planned for Broken Arrow. Amazon says the projects will create more than 500 full and part-time jobs statewide, along with hundreds of driver opportunities.
The Oklahoma City Thunder hoping to pick up another win at Paycom tonight. The Denver Nuggets making their way downtown for a 6:30 tip-off. The Thunder are on a 5-game win streak. Let's go. It started when they defeated the Nuggets in Denver last month. So let's go Thunder. Nuggets coming to town.
Also, there's some tension right now with the Nuggets after the whole thing with Jokic last game and Lou Dort, and there was almost a fight. I mean, like, hey, this could be a budding rivalry. We love it.
There you go. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the weather for the week. It might be a week to be weather aware. Megan Gold in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan, good Monday morning.
Good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today is quiet, just so very warm, near record highs with fire danger, mainly into western Oklahoma. March so far has been very warm, just a couple of cool days, and today will be our warmest day of the month so far. Tomorrow, our severe weather threats return, talking wind, hail, and another chance for tornadoes. We'll talk about the very latest coming up.
And breaking news out of Midwest City, emergency crews responding to a car crash. The car actually took out the power pole. This is at Reno and Westminster. We're going to zoom in. There's the vehicle. A lot of damage in the ditch, and the power pole right next to it broken on the ground. Again, this is causing a power outage. This is a live look this morning from our Stephen Owsley. He is talking with police. We have more details coming up. You're watching News 9 this morning.
Welcome back. We are continuing to follow this breaking news out of Midwest City. Emergency crews responding to a car crash. It knocked out power right near East Reno Avenue and South Westminster. This is a live look from our Stephen Owsley. You can see the vehicle there on the left side of your screen. And our Kylie Dedman's there as well. She's been speaking with police, and here's what she told us. A woman told police that she lost control of the car, crashed into the pole. She was taken to the hospital with some minor injuries. We're told that OG&E is on their way to the scene to help try to restore the power. But at this point, you can see that there are still houses in that area with no power. The pole's broken on the ground. We're going to continue to follow the latest from this scene in Midwest City, and we'll bring you the latest.
Don't know if anyone was hurt or not, but it looks like some folks might have bailed out of the car, so we'll be asking those questions as well.
Hey, you guys, it was such an exciting event on Saturday. Bob Mills, you guys were there forever, but I saw,
thousands.
Not at Bob Mills.
I know,
Penn Square. Penn Square Mall. Yeah. Penn Square Mall for the big awareness expo.
Oh my gosh, jam-packed, hundreds of folks. We had folks come from Enid, Elk City. I mean, literally all over the state. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like it always is.
So many weather questions, maybe.
Especially after the storms that we had Thursday and Friday. A lot of folks wanting to know what's to come. What does this week look like? And we do have a threat for tomorrow. So I want to start by showing you video before we dive into the details about the forecast. Some pictures here. Precious kiddos and families and our entire group. We had all of our storm trackers, and there's David and Lacey. And it's not often that we get to be together for a fun event, right, where we're not tracking storms together. So that was Val and Amy Castor and Hank and Patty Brown. And this is so cool, guys. So David, Lacey, and I took this selfie probably a couple months ago, and this lady made a quilt out of it, and she brought it, and we were able to sign it, take a picture with it. So really, really cool. A big thank you to all of you that came out. And if you weren't able to make it, we will have our Bob Mills event coming up this summer, and we will be sure to let you know the details about that. Now, back to what happened last Thursday and Friday. Devastated to have lost 4 Oklahomans in tornadoes and Beggs, which is over in Okmulgee County. 2 lives lost there. That has been given a preliminary rating of an EF3. We had tornadoes, at least 8 tornadoes up into northeastern and eastern Oklahoma. Collinsville, right outside of Tulsa, that has been rated an EF2. The Fairview tornado, where we also had loss of life, an EF2 as well. And remember, these can always change, but the Helena down to Oriena, those have been rated, and then Wakita, that has been given an EFU. So right now, that will more than likely change. Only 6 preliminary surveys done. They're continuing to survey these areas, but right now we're on track to potentially break a record for the amount of tornadoes that we have had in March. We've had 15. That's that preliminary number. The record is 17. So if we pick up a few more, hopefully we don't, we would come in with the most tornadoes in March ever here in Oklahoma. Here's the big picture. Things are pretty quiet. A few little showers are starting to develop down to our south and to our east. Most of us are totally dry, but this time tomorrow, we may be tracking a few showers and thunderstorms. So highest rain and thunderstorm chances this morning are across southeastern Oklahoma right now. A few little showers over McAllister, Hartshorn, over to Wilburton. For tomorrow, we have this cutoff low, this area of spin and energy down off to our south and west. This combined with a cold front that is coming in from the north, along with strong jet stream winds, will have some wind shear, we'll have instability, all of those ingredients that you need to get severe weather. That is what is coming up for your Tuesday. Now let me show you future next gen. Most data breaks out a few showers and thunderstorms early in the morning, but not all data has it. What happens in the morning will really impact potentially what happens in the afternoon and evening. Can the atmosphere rebound? Does that change the setup of the dry line? We'll watch that very closely. So I would say a 30 to a 40% chance for any given location tomorrow morning through midday, and that can always increase or decrease. The main wave comes in tomorrow late afternoon and into the evening, with thunderstorms developing back to the west, also from North Texas and lifting in from the north. And we may get a line, what's called a QLCS, kind of set up here that'll blast off to the east during the overnight hours, and you can get embedded tornadoes in that line. So the threat will continue during the overnight hours, and it's finally down to our south and east for your Wednesday morning. Most of Wednesday is dry here in Oklahoma City and back to the west. Here's the live look on our Lucky Star Skycam network. 57 is our temperature right now with a south wind, very warm out the door, upper 50s and low 60s, 30s and 40s out in the panhandle though. And here are your winds. So we're going to have a southwest wind today That's going to pull in drier air, which means fire danger ramps up. Rain chances this morning down to the south into the east, and so very warm this afternoon. 86 in Oklahoma City. The record is 89 degrees. We'll have some low 90s down in the southwest, and with that humidity falling into the teens and potentially the single digits, fire danger will be moderate back into western Oklahoma. Thankfully, winds not out of control today. Overnight tonight, clouds build in, and then tomorrow morning through midday, again, a 30 to a 40% chance. We'll have mostly cloudy skies tomorrow with south winds still gusting. And then again, it is all about that severe threat tomorrow afternoon through the night. Highest chances from the southwest through Oklahoma City and off to the east. And we're going to fine tune this as we go through the day today and definitely through tomorrow, guys. But want you to be dialed in for that wind, hail, tornado threat. Cold front comes blasting through, and Wednesday's highs are in the 50s and 60s. Back over to you.
Megan, thanks so much. Well, big story here. Integris Health announcing it's closing its child care center for employees, and now hundreds of working parents are scrambling to find new daycare.
On Sunday, they actually piled into the parking lot of the corporate office for a town hall meeting, hoping to get some answers. News 9's Brianna Brown live in studio with what we know so far about the closures. Brianna?
Lacey, parents say last Friday they received an email from Integris Health announcing the Children's Place and Fun Fit will end mid-August of this year. Now, that email also invited them to a town hall held at the corporate office yesterday evening. One mother who didn't want to go on camera has been with the company for almost 2 decades and has a young child in the program. She says her immediate thoughts were about what would happen to staff and families.
Worry about the families that are there, the families that are coming in. I was on the wait list for over a year before I was able to get a spot there, and I know many others that have either just got their approval or they're still on that wait list.
Another parent also asking to stay anonymous says a letter of reconsideration was submitted at the town hall. It addressed Oklahoma childcare shortages, lengthy wait lists for childcare, and the impacts it could have on the workforce if parents have to call out. Now, head of HR Allison Peterson says 88 employees will lose their jobs. 355 children will be displaced, with about 150 of those kids are kindergarten age. Live in studio, Brianna Brown for Oklahoma's Own News 9.
In a statement, Integris says the facilities have been losing more than $1 million per year, and as a not-for-profit health system, they must evaluate how to allocate their resources.
All right, we do have some breaking news this Monday morning. You are looking live in Midwest City. Emergency crews are responding to a driver that crashed into a power pole right at this intersection. It has knocked out power. There's what's left of the car that hit the power pole. This is at East Reno Avenue and South Westminster, and look, there is what's left of the power pole. This is a live look from our Stephen Owsley and Kylie Dedman at the scene. They're talking with the responders. We're told the driver lost control, crashed into the pole. OG&E on the way. We're told the driver does have minor injuries and has been transported to the hospital. Back after this.
We're following breaking news in Midwest City. This is the scene at Reno and Westminster. A driver says she lost control, hit a power pole, taking out power for many neighbors here in this area. The wrecker is there clearing the scene. OG&E on the way as well. We'll have the latest ahead.
Conversations with my child's teacher. There's been many tears over this, and we're all shocked.
Hundreds of families frustrated after Integris Health says it is closing its childcare centers for its employees. I'm Lacey Lowry. Right now at 5 o'clock, how much money the hospital says it loses every year with those daycares.
A state of emergency has been activated for several Oklahoma counties after several tornadoes tear through communities, leaving 4 people dead. I'm Robin Marsh. A look at the recovery efforts that are underway.
And the severe weather threat is back this week. It brings the potential for more tornadoes. I'm Colby Thielen. Who and when you'll see that threat, it's in your forecast coming up.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good Monday morning. Glad you're with us. We also want to remind you that we are live right now on our News 9 YouTube channel. You can scan this QR code. It'll take you there. You can subscribe, leave your questions or comments in the live chat. and we'll get to them throughout the show.
We are following breaking news this morning out of Midwest City. A driver rushed to the hospital after police say she lost control and crashed into a power pole. This is near Southeast 3rd and Westminster, kind of close to Reno and Westminster. Police say the driver had minor injuries. The intersection is closed right now. We know OG&E crews are on their way because it broke the power pole and caused a very isolated power outage. So a lot of damage there at the scene. Is that just hanging there?
It looks like
Okay, so the top of the power pole is hanging there. The bottom is on the ground. So that's kind of where the car plowed through there. We'll let you know when OG&E gets there. But again, the driver taken to the hospital.
The other big story in Oklahoma, tornadoes. We know severe weather and 4 people lost their lives in tornadoes in Oklahoma so far. The National Weather Service says the tornado that killed a mother and daughter near Fairview was an EF2 tornado.
Meanwhile, the NWS says the tornado that hit Beggs south of Tulsa was an EF3. At least 2 people in the same home were killed in that tornado.
The severe weather threat continues. Meteorologist Megan Gold joins us from the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan, tomorrow, the day that you guys are looking at.
Yep, tomorrow is really our only chance for severe weather on the 9-day, but wind, hail, and tornadoes back into the forecast. And again, we're going to fine tune this as we go through the day today and tomorrow, but all those ingredients coming together once again. So good idea to just continue going over that safe place plan that you have with your family and make sure you're prepared for a day like tomorrow. We'll talk more about it coming up. We are totally dry here on your Monday morning, but a few showers have gone up down to the south and east over Wilburton, McAllister, lifting up towards Eufaula and Shakota. Here in Oklahoma City, clear skies and a very warm start to the day. 57 is our temperature right now with a breezy to a gusty south wind. Across the metro, upper 50s and low 60s out on the east side with 40s out in the panhandle. So statewide, very, very comfortable as you get going here. Those south winds pumping in that Gulf moisture, winds gusting to about 25 out in Clinton, Woodward nearly 30 degrees and 20 miles per hour up in the Alva area. So winds will actually be strongest this morning through midday, and then they'll start to come down into the afternoon. Rain chances down to the south and east this morning, and then our big area of spin, our storm that will bring us energy for tomorrow's severe weather chances down to our south and east. We'll talk about that wind, hail, and tornado threat coming up here in Big Weather, guys. Back to you.
Megan, thanks so much. More breaking news this morning. Now you're looking not live. Northwest Oklahoma City, where police are investigating a shooting that has just happened this morning. This is live right near Northwest 50th and Ann Arbor. You can see there are people walking around in this area. They have put the crime scene tape up, and the evidence markers are being placed. Again, a call came in that someone had been shot. We are working to learn more information, but it does look like this is an apartment complex, again, right near Northwest 50th and Ann Arbor. Our crew is talking with authorities, trying to find out exactly what's going on.
Governor Kevin Stitt declares a state of emergency for 8 Oklahoma counties hit hard by tornadoes and severe weather. He was in Tulsa this weekend touring damage from Friday's storms. The storm tore through the Tulsa Tech campus. Luckily, school leaders say no students were inside when the storms hit. Tulsa Tech officials believe it could take 2 years to rebuild, and now they're looking at moving students to other campuses.
This is my 8th year, and it never gets easy to see what Mother Nature can do, and that's why it's so important that we heed the warnings of the officials when we're seeing that and staying safe.
The governor also went south of Tulsa to Beggs. That's where an EF3 tornado killed 2 people.
In Northwest Oklahoma, the Fairview community is mourning the loss of a mother and daughter killed while driving in a tornado. Loved ones say Jody Owens and her 13-year-old daughter Lexi were rushing home from the storm on Thursday when a tornado hit their car on Highway 60.
Lexi was on the phone with her sister Bree at the time. Jody and Lexi were trying to get a hold of the kids to tell them to get under cover because she knew the tornado was going to be pretty close. And her sister Bree was on the phone with them, and she said that she heard Lexi scream, and then the phone went out.
Just heartbreaking. Jody is a mother to 8 children. Lexi was involved in band. If your property was damaged by tornadoes, the state wants you to report it online. It can help them connect you with resources. You can report that at damage.ok.gov.
I had many conversations with my child's teacher. There's been many tears over this, and we're all shocked.
Oklahoma parents are left confused and frustrated as Integris Health decides to close its child care centers.
Yeah, these are for hospital workers, and some of those parents gathered at a town hall at the Integris corporate office Sunday needing answers. We know more than 80 people are going to lose their jobs. News 9's Brianna Brown joins us in studio. This seems like a curveball, Brianna, to so many families.
Yes, Lacey. Parents say that last Friday they received an email from Integris Health announcing the Children's Place and FunFit will end mid-August of this year. Now, that email also invited them to a town hall held at the corporate office yesterday evening. One mother who didn't want to go on camera has been with the company for almost 2 decades and has a young child in the program. She says her immediate thoughts were about what would happen to staff and families.
Worry about the families that are there, the families that are coming in. I was on the wait list for over a year before I was able to get a spot there, and I know many others that have either just got their approval or they're still on that wait list.
Also asking to stay anonymous says a letter of reconsideration was submitted at the town hall. It addressed Oklahoma childcare shortages, lengthy wait lists for childcare, and the impacts it could have on the workforce if parents have to call out. Now, head of HR Allison Peterson says 88 employees will lose their job. 355 children will be displaced, with about 150 of those kids under kindergarten age. Robin.
All right, Brianna, thanks so much. In a statement to News 9, Integris says it evaluated multiple options to keep the centers open. Integris says the centers lose more than $1 million per year, saying, quote, as a not-for-profit health system, we must continually evaluate how to allocate those resources. Another story we are watching from Integris, the clock is ticking on a big deadline. Some families could lose medical coverage this week due to contract disputes between Integris and United Healthcare. Now, both companies had a 30-day extension trying to come to some type of an agreement. At last check, neither company have said anything about a compromise or a deal, meaning Integris will be out of network with United Healthcare starting tomorrow.
An Oklahoma man will appear in court today in connection to the disappearance of a 6-year-old Metro girl. Investigators say London Kerr was last seen in southeast Oklahoma City in April of 2022. If she is still alive, she would be 6 years old today. This is an age-progressed photo of what she might look like. Now, the suspect, Joshua Denton, was arrested last year. He is the boyfriend of London's mother, Ashley Rowland. Investigators say Denton physically abused London by shooting her with a BB gun and pouring hot sauce in her eyes. He is set to be arraigned today on child abuse charges, plus sexual abuse charges against a different child.
The statewide charter school board is set to revisit a proposal to open a Jewish charter school in Oklahoma. The board last month actually rejected Ben Gamla Charter School Foundation's application. It would open a taxpayer-funded Jewish virtual charter school. In fact, the board cited past court rulings against opening publicly funded Catholic charter schools in Oklahoma. An agenda for today's meeting shows the board will vote on a revised application from the Florida company. The board will meet at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We will be watching.
Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay stopped by Oklahoma City this weekend. Did you get to see him? This was all to celebrate the second anniversary of his restaurant at Chisholm Creek. He also reconnected with the founder of OKC Sweets, Stephanie Embry. We know her. She was the winner of his Next Level Baker show. Chef also made a pit stop to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Golden State Warriors.
Look at that pose.
And I hope he screamed at some Warriors too. He's very good at yelling. Yeah, he's very good at yelling at people.
That's pretty cool. I know a lot of people rush to his restaurant to see him. It's very rare that he actually comes to the Oklahoma City restaurants. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Big deal for sure. Welcome, Gordon, and hopefully he's out before the thunderstorms get in, right?
That's right. Hey, he must be good luck though, because the Thunder won that night.
Well, then maybe he needs to stay, right?
back, Gordon.
Hang out for a little bit. That severe weather threat tomorrow. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Talk with Megan about it. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, guys. No threat today. Today is crazy warm, sunny. We'll have windy to even breezy to windy conditions and some fire danger out in the west. We'll talk all about that coming up. But tomorrow is all about our next threat for severe weather, talking wind, hail, and tornadoes. That area of spin, area of energy down to our south and west, that will help drive those chances. Tomorrow morning, we may see a few showers and thunderstorms before our main wave develops late afternoon into the evening and the overnight hours. We'll talk about the very latest coming up.
We are following breaking news out of Northwest Oklahoma City. You're looking live at a shooting investigation right now near Northwest 50th in Ann Arbor. Police now tell us one person was shot. A gun has been recovered and the shooting victim has been taken to the hospital. You can see the crime scene tape is up here at Northwest 50th in Ann Arbor. Detectives have been called to the scene collecting evidence. We are talking with police trying to get new details. We'll have more right after the break. This video, firefighters from several agencies working together to put out this grass fire. My goodness, in Woodward County in Northwest Oklahoma. Those flames are just huge. The Oklahoma Forestry Service says the fire burned about 250 acres on Sunday. It looks like a lot of those cedar trees just fueling the flames.
Well, we still need the rain, that's for sure.
We need it badly. And actually talking to our Kyle Wilson, who was out there yesterday, it was kind of down in a canyon, a lot of cedar trees, and you know those just ignite. So that that fire is not contained, and there is kind of some concern that today it could cause more issues.
Looked vicious, didn't it?
Unbelievable. And they did have air support, which was really great. But even then, when a fire is spreading rapidly, it's really hard to get a handle.
Are we doing any better with the rain that we got?
So we did get some out in the west with the round of storms on Thursday, and then Friday mainly east Oklahoma City. We were right in between and got very little. So the hope is that we will pick up more for your Tuesday, but that does come at the cost of severe weather. We'll talk about it, but the good news for your Monday, it is going to be very warm, guys. It's going to feel like summertime today. Highs in the mid to upper 80s, and we'll have some low 90s down in the southwest. Our next cold front that moves through after the storms Tuesday night is going to bring a big time cool down for your Wednesday, but we've got to get through tomorrow. Most of the state is dry this morning, but tracking a few showers that have gone up down to our south and east over near McAllister and Eufaula, lifting out of Wilburton now headed to Stigler and Podo. So that's all down to our south and east, and that's where rain chances will be highest this morning. Most of the state stays totally dry today, and the good news is even with that fire threat today, winds actually up in Woodward will be much lighter than say down in Altus or here in Oklahoma City. So humidity will be very low, but the winds will be down, and that will help some. They'll actually be strongest this morning. Here's the live look on our Lucky Star Skycam network. Those breezy south winds. 57 is our temperature right now, 87% humidity, and across the metro, upper 50s, low 60s, a big change up from yesterday morning when temperatures were very, very chilly. We've got 30s and 40s out in the Panhandle. A south wind right now that's pretty breezy to gusty, and into the afternoon we're going to switch to more of a southwesterly wind, and what that's going to do is going to pull in very, very dry that fire threat this afternoon. So here are your highs today from Weatherford, Clinton out to Elk City, about 86, 87 degrees, 90 degrees in Altus today, and 86 in Oklahoma City. The record is 89. So I think we fall short, but it goes to show just how warm we will be. This afternoon and evening, here's our fire zone. So western Oklahoma into the metro. I put Woodward in a slight because your wind still something to absolutely watch. Humidity in the far west down to the single digits and the teens, and our winds at about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So they won't be out of control. If they were, fire danger would be even higher. Tonight, we'll have cloud cover built in, 50s and 60s. And then again, if you're just now joining us, tomorrow is all about our next round of severe weather. So the dry line sets up in the Texas Panhandle. We've got our cold front up to the north, and it's really more of a statewide risk as of right now. As we continue to kind of look at the data and fine tune this forecast, we may kind of hone in on a specific zone. And I think that could be western Oklahoma into the metro and down to southern Oklahoma. But as of right now, we're going to go low in risk. So walking you through future next gen, we'll have the chance for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. And dependent upon if that happens or if it doesn't, that may impact what happens later in the day. Into the afternoon will be dry across the north, and then by late afternoon into the evening is when thunderstorms really take off in the west and down to the south. And these will have the chance to be strong to severe, again, wind, hail, and even an embedded tornado threat. That continues into the overnight hours, pushes off into eastern Oklahoma for Wednesday morning. Chance for a few showers through Wednesday morning, midday, and then the rest of the day will be dry, but we'll hang on to the cloud cover. So tomorrow morning, a 30 to a 40% chance. By the late afternoon into the evening, we bump it up, and then it all shifts from Oklahoma City off to the east. Tomorrow still a very warm day, and your Wednesday is much, much colder as that cold front comes through. Mild, but it'll feel cold compared to your 80s and 90s with a strong north wind. Guys, your full 9-day forecast. Once we get through tomorrow, no more severe weather threats. Back over to you.
Megan, thank you. Cleanup efforts underway across Oklahoma after last week's severe storms and tornadoes.
People in North Tulsa are just starting to clear debris, but they're grateful no one in their neighborhood was seriously hurt.
News 9's Michaela Glenn shows us the progress one neighborhood is making.
David Scoggins was the only one home when the tornado hit. He watched the storm move in just moments before a tree crashed down.
Up and I was at the front door, and the trees right across the street started flickering like paper. And at that time, we heard a big loud roar. And by the time I got to my front door, to my dining room, the tree had fell down on the house.
The home has been in his family for more than 30 years. And Scoggins says he and his siblings all helped take care of it after his mother's passing. He found some guys to come clean up the tree before any more damage happens to the home.
So I'm thankful to God that he's still here, so this could be replaced, but we can't.
Just down the street, businesses are also dealing with damage. Jack's Memory Chapel and the neighboring convenience store took a direct hit.
How come that much damage happened with the tornado?
Zulkar Khan owns Route 36 and says one of his employees was inside when the tornado hit.
When the tornado hit the building, it was like shaking or something he felt, and he was underneath the table. He hid himself. And after tornado gone, then he came outside and he see this kind of situation.
He estimates repairing the gas pumps, roof, and fencing could cost around $10,000.
It affects a lot because people need a gas, so they cannot take the gas right now.
The damage may take a while to clean up, but everyone is thankful no one was hurt. In Tulsa, Michaela Glenn, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Oh, you got to see this. What a special moment for the Minco High School softball team. Recognized on the diamond by the OU Sooner softball team. The Sooners welcomed the Lady Bulldogs for the first pitch in the hype circle before their game in Norman on Saturday. The Minco softball team returned to the field last week for the first time since that bad bus crash last September.
I don't know if you could see that one picture, the girl that still has a neck brace on, Patty Gasso signed her neck brace. That's why we zoomed in on it right there.
She'll keep that forever, won't she?
Yes. What a cool thing to do to invite them out onto the diamond.
Class act for
I
sure.
know.
So glad to see them back in action too. Just that whole story and the coach that was in the hospital for so
Yes.
long, and
He's now back.
Great to
Everyone
see it.
survived.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, a lot to talk about here. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. We have severe weather chances tomorrow, but today, Megan, a warm day.
A very, very warm day. It's going to feel like summertime, and our winds are going to crank up this morning. They are already breezy to gusty out the door. Hope you had a great weekend, and today, beautiful sunshine. Temperatures very, very warm. Again, breezy to gusty, but by the time the sun comes up, we'll have a few gusts to 35 miles per hour, and then winds will start to come on down. But as you all mentioned, it is all about the severe threat again for tomorrow. Wind, hail, and another tornado threat. We'll talk all about it coming up.
I cried every night, for him. His mother's 80 years old. She has health issues. She will never get to see her son anymore.
A Metro family says it's being torn apart after a father is deported to a country he says he barely remembers. How the family is coping at 5:30.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Your top stories now at 5:30. More than 350 kids will lose their daycare. More than 80 people will lose their jobs when Integris Health shuts down its employee childcare center, citing financial loss. The health system emailed families on Friday saying the Children's Place daycares and fun and fit after-school programs will end mid-August. Officials say the facilities were losing $1 million every year.
Also from Integris, some Oklahoma families may lose health care coverage starting tomorrow. Integris and United Healthcare failed to reach an agreement. Tonight at midnight is the deadline. Both companies had the 30-day extension to negotiate, but at last check, neither party said they had finalized any new terms.
And a state of emergency is activated for 8 Oklahoma counties hit hard by severe storms and tornadoes last week. The National Weather Service has given an EF2 rating to the tornado that killed 2 people near Fairview, a mother and daughter. The tornado that killed 2 others south of Tulsa in Beggs is an EF3 rating. Those 2 people in the same home, and they were killed. We also know, as we come out to all of us right here, that Beggs Middle School was hit as well. That school district just hurting this morning.
Yes, they are closed for the entire week. The bus barn was hurt. Megan, you actually have some of the video of the damage right there from Beggs and the school.
I do, guys. Check it out here behind me. Just devastation across the board. The Beggs community hit so hard from this tornado. And like you all said, they will be out of school all week long. We're devastated by the loss of life in Fairview and in Beggs. And the cleanup will be underway here. But the hard part is we have another round of storms coming in for your Tuesday, which only makes those cleanup efforts even harder. So damage surveys are underway. They will continue, and these are preliminary ratings and may change. But from the up to 15 tornadoes that we had last Thursday and Friday, we only have 6 ratings so far. So again, that Beggs tornado in EF3, Collinsville outside of Tulsa and EF2, along with the Fairview tornado, and then several more. And we'll continue to update you as we get more and more of these ratings. Today is a dry day. Make plans to be outdoors. It'll feel like summertime. 59 is our temperature right now with a south wind across the metro, mid to upper 50s and low 60s with 40s in the panhandle. And look how much warmer our temperatures are this morning than yesterday, anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees warmer. We were in the 20s and 30s this time yesterday. So today, no weather issues in terms of severe weather, but tomorrow that will change. We'll get you a look at future view coming up here in a few minutes and also talk about that wind, hail, and tornado threat. Back to you all.
Megan, thanks so much. And we do want to remind you this morning, we are live right now on the News 9 YouTube channel streaming. You can scan the QR code right here on your screen. We'd love for you to subscribe, and then you can join in on the chat, leave a question or a comment. We love watching it while we're on the air, and we will actually go through some of the comments right here live on our newscast.
Now to the latest on the war with Iran. The Pentagon confirms a 7th U.S. service member has died from their injuries after an Iranian attack in Saudi Arabia. Their name will not be released until after the family is notified. But meanwhile, Iran has picked the son of the former supreme leader to lead the country. His father was killed last month in the first wave of strikes on Iran. Fox News reports that President Donald Trump is, quote, not happy with the choice. He had previously said that the new leader, quote, would not last long if they don't have U.S. approval.
A Metro family is now learning how to cope after one of their own is deported to a place he hasn't lived in since he was 2.
The family has spent months fighting to keep their husband and father in the country.
News 9's Stephanie Manici has more on the family's struggles.
This is a place John had once called home, but now memories of him on a wall replace his permanent absence.
I cried every night, for him.
Leaning on faith is how John's wife, Anna Head, and their daughter, Aliana, say they'll get through this.
We have strong faith in God.
After decades of check-ins with immigration, Anna says he was deported to Brazil last Friday, a place he hasn't lived since he was 2 years old. For the last 9 months, Anna says he was transferred to different ICE detention centers, but 8 days ago would be final.
He was back there for maybe 3 minutes, and then he came out and was like, okay, they're taking me, I have to go. So he gave me his keys, his wallet, and they took him there.
More than 20 years ago, Anna says John committed a burglary, and he also had a DUI where he served almost 2 years. Head was a permanent resident of the United States, but hadn't established citizenship. In December, the family says they filed a habeas corpus.
We were hoping within a few months of that being filed that he would be released here under the same supervision status that he had previously, being that he didn't commit any crimes. He didn't even get as much as a speeding ticket.
Clinging to her cell phone, Anna holds tightly to text messages from her husband, but says painful reminders of how much this has changed their family's lives surface daily.
His mother's 80 years old. She has health issues. She will never get to see her son anymore.
That was Stephanie Manici reporting. The family says John currently lives in an Airbnb in Brazil. Anna tells us she plans to live with him permanently in the future.
Well, all eyes are on Oklahoma politics, with Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen tapped to become the new Homeland Security Secretary at the end of the month. That means Governor Kevin Stitt is now tasked with picking his U.S. Senate replacement. A source tells News 9 Governor Stitt is considering 5 people for the job. Former State Senator Nathan Dahm, Continental Resources founder Harold Hamm, former Oklahoma Attorney General John O'Connor, the governor's senior advisory Dustin Hillary, and the governor's chief operating officer David Ostrow.
There's also growing speculation that the governor himself could run for that position. Our Capitol reporter Haley Hetrick shares her insight.
So a lot of people would assume that Kevin Stitt is going to be one of those people running. Obviously, no one's announced yet, but, you know, he's terming out. There hasn't really been any other, I don't know what else he would do unless he just went back into the private sector.
And while touring tornado damage in Tulsa yesterday, we asked the governor about his Senate picks and whether he's eyeing that seat for himself. Here's what he said.
Is there a Senate race in your immediate future?
Oh man, no comment. But we're excited for Senator Mullen and now Secretary Mullen. Really pumped about him getting that promotion, working with President Trump, and we'll find a great Oklahoman, I know, to sit in that seat for till the end of the year.
So he didn't say no. Interesting. We'll be following it. Taking a live look at the state capitol from our Lucky Star Skycam network this morning, the Oklahoma Senate is set to vote on a bill that would help local businesses gearing up for the 2028 Olympic events that are happening here in the metro. The bill would create the Olympics in Oklahoma revolving fund. Any money given to the state commerce department for hosting the Olympics would go into that fund. If this bill is approved, Oklahoma businesses preparing for the Olympics can bid to get 5% of the funds in that pot. The Senate meets at 1:30. We'll be following.
I might mention one thing about the governor on the U.S. Senate comment.
Yeah.
I just taped him with my podcast. It comes out next week. And I said, hey, what are you doing when your term's up? And he said, I'm going back into the private sector. How things might change with one thing happening in Washington.
It was so interesting.
I know. Open.
Yeah. So.
Maybe you should retape your podcast.
I know.
So
I'm
much
calling
has
it today. Yeah,
in a few days.
I'm telling you, we will be watching for sure.
It happens quickly, and so does Oklahoma weather. It can change in the blink of an eye.
There
Let's
you
turn
go.
to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan Gold's with us. Hey, Megan.
Hey guys, things do change so quickly across all things. Absolutely. Hey, out the door this morning, no weather issues as you're hitting the roadways. Skies are clear. A few showers down in far southeastern Oklahoma. And as you get going today, dress for summertime. Temperatures near record highs in the mid to upper 80s and a few spots in the low 90s. Down in southeastern Oklahoma, we are 61 degrees right now, 50s and 60s across the state. That is anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. And again, severe weather chances coming back into the forecast for tomorrow. We'll talk all about it coming up.
We're also watching breaking news this Monday morning in Northwest Oklahoma City. Police investigating a shooting. You're looking live Northwest 50th and Ann Arbor. This is an apartment complex. We do know one person was shot. A gun has been recovered. The victim has been taken to the hospital. This scene just cleared. The crime scene tape is down. We are talking with police on the condition of the victim. An update here on 9.
Welcome back. Penn Square Mall was packed this weekend, the 10th annual Severe Weather Awareness Expo. And folks really from all over the state, Megan, came by to say hello.
It was so much fun. And we love, hearing where people are from. And oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite little girls there. So many little kiddos interested in weather and wanting to be a meteorologist one day and to meet our viewers from Pauls Valley, Enid, Elk City. I mean, folks traveled hundreds of miles to be there, and it did not disappoint. It was
What
so
time
much
did y'all get
fun.
out of there? It's supposed to end at 2.
Okay, well, I did do some shopping after. So I got out of there at 4. I think David got out of there sometime after 3:30. So
Hey, you're on weather discount?
I wish. There was a candle sale, so I had to go.
Got to hit that up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Sale?
Candle sale?
It makes sense.
Okay.
But I'm bummed. That was a good one, Lacey.
I only buy them on sale. I'm balling on a budget. Anyways, hey, we have a lot to talk about. Severe weather threats tomorrow. Our temperatures so very warm. Right now, we're sitting at the 5th warmest start to March on record. And I think we'll continue to climb as we go through the coming days here. We do have some ups and downs after our severe weather threat tomorrow. We'll have a cold front that comes blasting through, and your Wednesday will be back to the 50s and the 60s. But even then, for this time of year, it's pretty typical. So there it is, March 1st through the 8th, sitting at an average high of 71.8 degrees, and we'll see where the month ends up. In terms of tornadoes, I'll tell you what, last Thursday and Friday, jam-packed. And thinking about all of you that were impacted by those storms, back in January, we had 5 tornadoes that tied for the most January tornadoes. And then March, we're sitting at tied for 3rd most March tornadoes. So 17 is the record, and hopefully we don't break it, but we do have another tornado threat as we go into tomorrow. Look what happens as we go into our spring months. The average amount of tornadoes jumps up significantly from March to April, and then now you can't see it, but into May and June, and then definitely starts to diminish as we go into the summertime and we really get out of severe weather season. Things are quiet. We've had high pressure in control. Your weekend temperatures 60s and 70s. It was beautiful. We were a little cooler to start the day yesterday. We had 20s and 30s out the door, but made it to a high temperature of 75 in the afternoon. We have a few little showers ongoing off into eastern Oklahoma, and that's where rain chances will be highest this morning. Wilburton, Stigler over to Spiro, headed up to Sallisaw and Fort Smith. Let's talk about what happens tomorrow. There's a cutoff low, this area of spin down over the Baja, California, and that will provide some energy as we go through tomorrow. That combined with a whole lot of moisture, our dew points continue to just be very, very high with those south winds pumping in Gulf moisture. We'll have wind shear. We'll have a lot of those elements that you need to get rotating thunderstorms. So here's what's not locked in. Some data has it, other data doesn't, but showers and a few thunderstorms in the morning. Depending upon what happens in the morning, that could impact what happens later in the day. So this may be a little overdone. We'll call it a 30 to a 40% chance. As we go into the afternoon and the evening, that's when our threats really start to increase and crank up. And what we'll watch for is for a line of thunderstorms to develop back to the west, and then also a complex of thunderstorms coming in from the south. And I think this is when your tornado threat would be highest. Some of the latest data this morning says it'll be highest down in southern Oklahoma. So we're going to fine tune this as we go through the day today into tomorrow. That line pushes off into eastern Oklahoma overnight with a few additional thunderstorms down in southern Oklahoma through the early morning hours on Wednesday. So unfortunately, another kind of late night deal for us, which just kind of makes it more dangerous to have late night severe storms. Here's the live look from our Lucky Star Skycam network. I don't know if you're anything like me, but having a sunrise an hour later puts a little bit of a damper on a Monday. We're not breaking daylight. We are still pitch black out the door. Upper 50s and low 60s for our temperatures. This time yesterday, we were in the 20s and the 30s. So we have really, really warmed up. South winds this morning, 10 to 20, 25 to 30 miles per hour up in the north and west. And as we head towards sunrise, winds are going to increase. We'll have gusts to 30 and 35, and then they'll start to diminish some through midday, especially up in the north, which is good because humidity will be very low today. So that means fire danger going to be a concern. Warm temperatures and a gusty southwest wind helping pull in very dry dry air. So from Oklahoma City back to the west, that's where fire danger is going to be the highest. Woodward, you had a fire yesterday in the eastern sides of your county, and there's a chance that that could kind of reignite and be an issue as we go into today. So again, chances for showers tomorrow morning. We really bump it up into the afternoon and evening. We'll talk more about our severe weather threats, but the cold front comes through and your Wednesday's much cooler and the rest of the 9-day is quiet. Guys, back over to you.
Your time now, 5:48. Taking a look at your morning traffic on this Monday. This is a live look from the Lucky Star Skycam network. A beautiful shot of downtown. Paycom Center all lit up. And then our thoroughfares are looking pretty good this morning. Traffic is starting to pick up as we get close to that 6 o'clock hour. There's Broadway Extension, Devon Tower in the background. Right now, no crashes to report. We'll keep you posted and check again in the next 10 minutes. A quick look at gas prices this morning. Gas Buddy reporting average prices for a gallon in Oklahoma City is at $2.98. That's the average. That is up 58 cents from the last week.
Still ahead here on News 9, new drone technology is hoping to stop active shooter threats in schools faster. We talked to the creators about how exactly it works. It's right after this.
Back at it on a Monday morning, almost 6 a.m. We still think it feels like 5 a.m.
It is going to be weird. We usually show you some sunrise shots in the 6 o'clock hour. It's going to be all dark.
I'm really sad about it. Like, you know, I love those sunrises. I'm very, very sad about it. But thankfully, I mean, we get the sunlight later. In the day. So that's tough for us AM newsers. But for everybody else, it's good. Hey, out the door this morning, we were very, very mild. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. We've got clear skies, a few showers down in southeastern Oklahoma. no weather issues today other than it will be so very warm, and fire danger will be elevated with those southwest winds bringing in very dry air, feeling like summertime. And then, of course, severe weather threats ramping up for tomorrow. We'll talk all about it coming up at 6.
Well, new drone technology is hoping to stop active shooter threats in schools much faster. The creators of the program say these tools make a life or death difference. Our photojournalist Travis Stewart shows us how the new drones work.
All the data suggests that most of the killing happens within the first 2 minutes. So it's imperative that we confront that shooter immediately to stop the killing. We're here to talk about Campus Guardian Angel, a drone program that's revolutionary, and we want to be known as the first active threat suppression system. Embedding the cameras inside of the location, which gives us situational awareness. Our users get an app that gives us geolocation when they see a threat inside the school, and that helps us shrink this massive school into a manageable problem. So once we've identified where the threat is, we can then communicate with law enforcement that's responding, and then respond with the drones that are already pre-positioned on site and degrade or incapacitate within 60 seconds. Our drones are not just videoing, we can communicate.
I'm on him.
Our drones have two-way audio where we can give the assailant commands to drop his weapon, trying to de-escalate if he's not actively targeting kids. If he's actively targeting kids, we can administer a gel-based pepper spray to deteriorate his vision, and then the drone itself becomes a kinetic energy weapon. The drones can deliver a strike and incapacitate the shooter before law enforcement arrives on scene. Our system sits dormant in place in every hallway, in every cafeteria, and then a moment a shooter starts his killing, we respond and immediately engage with the shooter. So data has shown that as soon as a shooter is confronted, he stops the killing. If he's firing at the drones or he's running from the drones, he's no longer killing kids. There have already been 2 states that have agreed to do a pilot program, and more states are starting to join in. Ultimately, we want this to be the fire suppression system, but for active shooters. So we already have sprinklers in schools because of fire hazards, but there is nothing in place to stop a school shooter.
So those drones have not yet been implemented here in Oklahoma. They are being used in Florida and some parts of Texas right now. So it sounds like you have to have them in place. So a school district would have to buy it and put them in schools.
So you might wonder about the cost and how that would be implemented.
Right, but it is an interesting concept. It's like a buzzing bee, you know, around you in that high-pitched sound. And if you can just distract for long enough to give you a few seconds, it is life or death.
Trying all kinds of different things, right? It's really
Very sad commentary. We need it, but you know what? If it saves lives, then you have to implement it if you can.
Pretty fascinating.
Yeah, sure is.
All right.
Still ahead here on News 9, Integris Health shuts down its childcare centers, leaving Oklahoma families scrambling. What the health system says forced that decision. We'll have the story coming up at 6.
Conversations with my child's teacher. There's been many tears over this, and we're all shocked.
Hundreds of Integris parents are scrambling after the health system announces it's closing its child care facilities. I'm Colby Thielen. Right now on News 9 at 6, Integris' reasoning behind that closure. It's coming up.
I'm Robin Marsh. Good morning. More severe weather hits Oklahoma over the weekend, causing more deaths. We hear from the principal of Beggs Middle School. The school is closed. The district closed for a week. We're looking at the damage ahead.
I'm Lacey Lowry. More chances of severe weather this week. Coming up, what we could see in the metro. The big day is Tuesday. The timeline in just a moment.
Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
The clock. Good morning, Oklahoma, on this Monday. Gosh, we've had severe weather, then a great day of weather yesterday, and now we're talking severe weather again this week.
Yeah, first a calm Monday and a hot Monday.
Yeah.
Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan Gold's with us. Hey, Megan.
Hey guys, good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today is a quiet day, but it will be downright warm. Feeling like summertime. Temperatures warming into the mid to upper 80s. We'll have some low 90s down in southwestern Oklahoma, so near record highs. Our next cold front will be coming in from the north, but it's all about an area of energy down to the southwest that brings in our severe weather chances for tomorrow. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. We've had a few showers, a little lightning strike down near Ardmore this morning, and then also a few showers down near Poto, lifting over towards Fort Smith, but everybody else is totally dry. Tomorrow will be much, much different. The hustle and bustle of our Monday morning is underway. No break in daylight at 6:01, of course. Our sunrise is around 7:30 this morning because of the beginning of daylight saving. 59 is our temperature. Very, very warm out the door. Upper 50s, low 60s. There are 30s and 40s out in the panhandle, and south winds gusting to about 20 and 25, even 30 miles per hour. That area of spin that will help drive some of our thunderstorm chances for tomorrow off the coast of the Baja, and that combined with our cold front will have wind shear, strong jet stream winds will help bring in our severe weather threat tomorrow afternoon and into the overnight. Another wind, hail, and tornado threat. We'll talk all about it coming up here in Big Weather.
Megan, thank you. Let's go to the northwest side of Oklahoma City, where we're told a firefighter is hurt while working to put out a fire at a storage area. It happened around 7:30 last night near Northwest 4th and Penn. Crews tell us that they were able to contain that fire to the storage area.
At this point, we also do not have a cause and determination. We have investigators on scene looking to see what the cause may be. Also, I don't have a damage estimate at this point. We're trying to contact the building owners to see if we can get them on scene as well.
And we're told the firefighter who was hurt was checked on at the scene. No other injuries were reported.
And more commotion on the northwest side of the metro. Oklahoma City police now looking for a suspect after a teen is shot over the weekend. It happened about 11 late Saturday night right near Northwest 23rd and Portland. Police tell News 9 the victim said he did not know the shooter. The victim was taken to the hospital. His condition and name have not yet been released. Let's go ahead and take a look at the morning drive for you this morning. It is a traffic alert here at 6:03. Taking a live look, this is at Northwest 12th and Penn. A possible wreck in the area. You can see police and an ambulance here. Again, Northwest 12th and Penn. It's not too far from the fairgrounds over on the northwest side of the metro. Trying to figure out exactly what's gone on. Our crew just rolled up on this scene. We will talk with them in just a moment. Everything else across the metro right now looking clean and green. Buckle up and drive safely if you are heading out.
Parents who work at Integris are left with unanswered questions and frustration after Integris Health announces it is closing its employee childcare centers. This impacts about 355 children. We know 88 people will lose their jobs. Integris says the Children's Place daycares and fun and fit after-school programs will end this coming August. A statement says those facilities have been losing more than $1 million a year for Integris, and Integris needs to address how to properly allocate its resources. One parent says finding new childcare is tough enough.
We have long hours, we have early mornings, and finding a facility that can fit those needs, that you feel like your child is protected and safe in, is a big challenge right now.
Again, because of the closures, 88 employees will lose their jobs and 355 children will no longer have a place to go to daycare. Our Brianna Brown will have more on this coming up at 6:30.
We're learning the names of the 5 candidates who Governor Kevin Stitt is considering to replace Markwayne Mullin in the U.S. Senate. Nathan Dahm served as the chair of the Oklahoma Republican Party from 2023 to 2025 and previously served as an Oklahoma State Senator from 2012 to 2024. Harold Hamm is the founder of Continental Resources. Then there's Dustin Hillary, the governor's senior advisor and co-CEO of Hillary Communications. Also John O'Connor, who served as Oklahoma Attorney General from 2021 to 2023. And finally, David Ostro, the governor's chief operating officer. Senator Mullin is set to start his new role as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security March 31st. And once that happens, state law gives the governor 30 days to name a replacement. We'll be following the outcome.
Boy, busy time for state and local leaders touring damage from those horrific tornadoes where 4 people lost their lives in Oklahoma. The governor, Tulsa mayor, and county commissioners there walking through the damage Sunday up in the Tulsa area and talking about the recovery and plans for the future to rebuild.
Just a reminder to all Oklahomans that I see damage now. This is my 8th year, and it never gets easy to see what Mother Nature can do, and that's why it's so important that we heed the warnings of the officials when we're seeing that and staying safe.
Governor Stitt also in Beggs, where 2 people lost their lives. That tornado has now been identified as an EF3 tornado. We've talked with Beggs school leaders. School is out for the entire district for a week. The middle school was hit the hardest. The school's principal shared this video with News 9 showing the damage. Look inside here, Lacey, at the roofs. The debris scattered all over the school.
The middle school gym, roof's taken off. That also connects to our cafeteria. We had a couple classrooms where the roofs were taken off.
And school leaders again say Beggs classes through the district are closed for a week. Spring break then would be next week. They're hoping to have students back in the classroom in Beggs by March 23rd. Boy, that just breaks your heart.
So much damage. They said school buses also badly damaged, so even transportation to the schools is bad, but the schools are bad too. So at least 2 weeks off for Beggs.
Yeah, and you can see not only the roof damage, but then what comes inside right at that point. So they're going to be cleaning up for a little while. We'll continue following the progress. We're also eyeing some potential severe weather tomorrow. Here's Megan Golden, Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan?
Good morning, guys. And when we have more severe weather, it just makes those cleanup efforts much more difficult. So we're thinking about everybody impacted by last week's storms and hoping that tomorrow is not a big deal, but we will prepare for it and keep you up to date with the very latest. I've got all the information coming up here in just a minute. A wind, hail, and another tornado threat. 57 is our temperature right now, and from our Chickasha cam, you can tell the winds are up this morning. Our sunrise at 7:49. Daylight saving has begun. Temperatures will be near record highs this afternoon. More on our severe weather threat coming up.
It's devastating. You never think that this would happen to your own family. They touched a lot of people.
The Oklahoma mother and daughter killed in a tornado in Fairview have now been identified. The family sharing these beautiful photos of them. Coming up, how the mom's brother is choosing to remember his sister. That story coming up on News 9.
Boy, you got to see the video. Very intense. This is from the weekend. We can tell you volunteer fire department called out to the Woodward area. Moreland Volunteer Fire Department also responding. Many other agencies to put out this huge fire in Woodward County. Crews estimate the fire got to about 250 acres, but look at the cedar trees there. I mean, it just looked massive. And that's a hard one to control.
It's like pouring gasoline on a fire with those cedar trees.
Exactly. And talking to our Kyle Wilson, who was also out yesterday, he said this was kind of down in a canyon, as you mentioned, had a lot of cedar trees, and those are always the issue here in Oklahoma as those things go up in flames so very quickly. Thankfully, they did have some air support, but there is concern that that fire will potentially reignite. It's not under control. So winds will not be crazy high today, 10 to 20 miles per hour, but humidity very low and very warm temperatures. So
Woodward County's had a rough go of it
it's been
this
a
season
very
so
rough,
far.
yeah. And if we don't get some rain here in Oklahoma City, we're going to have some issues. So thankfully, western Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma picked up good rains kind of last week with the severe weather, but we need more of it for sure. And without the severe weather,
how's the bus stop this morning?
It's great. It's dry. It is very, very mild. A light jacket, and even then, I don't know that you need that. Upper 50s and low 60s. And this afternoon recess for the kiddos, they will need to be dressed for summertime. Temperatures warming to 86 degrees here in Oklahoma City. The record is 89. So we'll fall short of it, but still a very, very warm summer-like day. Southwestern Oklahoma, you will have temperatures in the low 90s. If you're just now joining us, of course, last week, the big headline Thursday and Friday was our up to 15 tornadoes that we had on the western side of the state on Thursday, and then on Friday, the eastern side. And we're starting to see preliminary ratings come out from some of these surveys that are being conducted. And these will continue here probably for another week or two or three, and we'll continue to get more information. But Beggs in Okmulgee County, where we did lose 2 Oklahomans. Remember, we lost 2 in Fairview as well. That has been rated as an EF3. And with that, winds 135 miles per hour to about 140. So let me show you some video from Beggs. Of course, the school heavily damaged. We've been talking about how they are out of school all week long. There's the baseball, the softball fields there, and then the school had big time damage as well, not to mention mobile homes and homes across Okmulgee County from that tornado. And here's the inside of the school. So it's going to be another week or two before they're able to get those kids back in the classroom, and your heart just breaks because with more severe weather and more rounds of rain and storms headed our way for tomorrow, that will just make those cleanup efforts more difficult, especially if you have roofs that are that have come off from some of these buildings. They will be have water pouring into them. So we're thinking about all these folks impacted. Again, we'll take you back to Links 1 and just walk you through several more of these ratings. Collinsville outside of Tulsa, an EF2, Fairview, an EF2, and these are preliminary, so these can always change. Orienta, an EF1, and the record for the most tornadoes in March was set back in 1991 of 17. And right now, that preliminary number of 15 is just too shy of tying it. So we're tied for the 3rd most tornadoes in March ever. Hopefully we don't add any more, but we do have a tornado threat tomorrow. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. We have a cold front that comes through overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. That's still a ways away. We've got to get through tomorrow. We have a few showers that have developed down near Ardmore and in kind of far eastern Oklahoma. But here's our storm for tomorrow. This cutoff low, this area of spin over the Baja is going to come up to the north. We've got Gulf moisture streaming in. We'll have wind shear. We'll have jet stream winds aloft, and we'll kind of have all those ingredients again to get these storms to rotate. So our zone for tomorrow really is a statewide risk. The dry line sets up in the Texas Panhandle, your cold fronts up to the north, and again, wind, hail, and tornadoes. So let me walk you through this on Future Next Gen. Some data has this and some doesn't. So this isn't totally locked in, but I think there's about a 30 to a 40% chance that we have showers and a few thunderstorms tomorrow morning through midday. Those shouldn't cause us any big issues, but by late tomorrow afternoon, into the evening and the overnight will come the main show. So western Oklahoma and then around coming in from North Texas that lifts to the north. And this is where I think our tornado threat will be the highest, down in southern Oklahoma. We will watch these storms very, very closely, and we may have a line of storms that develops, and that's when you can get embedded tornadoes in that line. So that'll push off into eastern Oklahoma during the overnight hours. Our threat in Oklahoma City ends. A slight chance for a few showers for your Wednesday morning through midday, but showing you rotation tracker, look where some of these rotating storms try to set up. Again, down in southern Oklahoma and off to the east from there. So we'll fine tune it. We'll continue to look at data through the day today, and some of these things will change, and we'll be sure to let you know. Here's the live look from our Lucky Stars Skycam network. 57 is our temperature right now. 50s and 60s out the door. Very, very warm with a breezy to a gusty south wind. As the sun comes up, winds are going to increase. We'll have a few gusts to 35, maybe 40 miles an hour, and winds are really light up in the northwest, which is good because there is a fire danger risk today, mainly from Oklahoma City back to the west. Highs low to mid to upper 80s and some 90s down in the southwest. Tonight, the clouds stream in. Chance for showers tomorrow morning, and tomorrow another very warm day, but again into the afternoon and evening, rain and thunderstorm chances bump up. That is our only severe risk on the 9-day. Couple cold fronts, guys. Back over to you.
And just a reminder, we are live streaming right now on YouTube. You can scan this QR code to get to our YouTube channel. We just want you to subscribe and then join the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from. Maybe leave a comment and we'll read some throughout the newscast.
6:18 on a Monday morning. Let's take a look at the morning drive. We've got to show you first live. We do have a little bit of a situation trying to clear off. This is near Northwest 12th and Penn. 2 drivers involved in a wreck. They're trying to clear the area. 1 person has been taken to the hospital as a precautionary measure. Let's see how we're doing on the roads across the metro. Kylie Dedman checking things out for us, monitoring the traffic conditions. Kylie, where are you? How's it looking out there?
Yeah, hey Robin, we are here traveling down on southbound I-35, and all the highways that we've been on I-40, I-44, and of course right now we're traveling southbound on I-35. All of those highways so far have been looking good. We have not seen or even heard of any reported wrecks so far on the highways this morning, so things are looking pretty good right now. We are coming up just near South Santa Fe High School, so that's kind of the area that we are in here on southbound I-35, but northbound I-35 is also looking good. We'll be out monitoring the road, so we'll keep you updated at News 9 as we learn of any wrecks happening, but so far things are looking really good on all of the highways this morning. Back to y'all.
Kylie Dedman live for us this morning. We appreciate it, Kylie. Coming up, the Oklahoma State wrestling team wins its 2nd Big 12 title in a row. After the break, how the coach says the team is preparing for the next big challenge. Back after this.
Hey, a big shout out this morning to the Oklahoma State wrestling team. For the second straight year in a row, the Cowboys win the Big 12 championship. Oh, a round of applause for sure. In addition to the team title, 4 players won individual titles. 4 wrestlers got individual titles. The Pokes now turn to the NCAA championship starting March 19th, and their coach says they are ready.
You have some heartbreakers in there, and you have some sweet matches in there, you know, it's just got to reset, get ready for the next guy. This is great, but we've never one time talked about winning this tournament. You know, we're focused on being our best version at the end of the year, and I think we had a good tournament.
Congratulations to the Cowboys. Way to go. Hey, a celebrity chef was seen at the Warriors Thunder game Saturday night. Gordon Ramsay was in the Paycom Center as he was in town to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of his restaurant here in Oklahoma City. The Thunder definitely put on a show for him as they won 104-97 and got their 50th win of the season.
That's so cool. He looks so tough. He'd be intimidating even just standing there on
like,
the sidelines.
That is such a cool picture right there. The Thunder actually gave him a personalized jersey, number 26, and it says Ramsay on the back.
That's
How
great.
cool.
Here's the big question. What's his review of the concessions? How is the food inside the Paycom Center according to Gordon Ramsay? We'll find out maybe someday.
There you
Love
go. All right, we're going to find out about that weather, and definitely a week to be weather aware. Megan, how's that outdoor forecast?
Well, today is very, very warm, guys. I want to introduce you to Easton. He is an Edmond Santa Fe baseball player doing some Edmond pond fishing here and catching some bass.
Nice.
So enjoying the beautiful weather. Look at the blue skies back behind him. So big congrats to him. If you're headed to the outdoors today, again, dress for summertime. Very, very warm. We will be near record highs this afternoon with sunshine and some pretty gusty winds out of the southwest, bringing in some very dry air. Severe weather threats for your Tuesday. We will talk all about that wind, hail, and yes, another tornado threat coming up here in just a few minutes.
Megan, thanks so much. Coming up, a time of transition in D.C. as Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin now prepares to take role as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. After the break, what could be the first order of business for Markwayne Mullin? We're talking about it.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
And your headlines this morning: a teen is taken into custody overnight after police say he threw rocks at a CBD shop. This happened right near Northwest 23rd and Classen. We're told this was a break-in attempt. The owners tell us this has happened multiple times.
Integris Health says it will shut down its employee childcare centers and after-school programs, citing money woes. It affects 355 children, and we know 88 employees will be losing their job. Integris sent a letter to parents last week saying the shutdown will be effective in August. Officials say those facilities lose $1 million every year.
Some national news: terminals at Kansas City International Airport evacuated due to a possible threat. Look at all these folks standing around on the tarmac. Unbelievable. Officials say the evacuation lasted about 2 hours. Any flights that landed afterwards had to be held there on the tarmac. The FBI director says the threat turned out to be not credible.
It's 6:30 on a Monday morning. We do have a credible threat of some severe weather.
Yeah, it's happening tomorrow. Today, though, looks pretty nice. Let's turn to the Bob Mills Weather Center. Megan Gold with us. Hey, Megan.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Today will be very warm. We'll have some gusty winds. I want to start by showing you video from our Kyle Wilson. He was in far Woodward County where a fire took off during the afternoon and evening yesterday. They had to bring in some air support and check it out there. Thankfully, the winds not too strong, so they were able to get those aircrafts up into the sky, and we're hoping we don't have any big fire issues today. But let me go ahead and show you the fire zone. Warm temperatures, a southwest wind bringing in some very dry air from Oklahoma City back to the west. A moderate fire threat. Woodward, your winds are going to be pretty light this afternoon, so I think your fire threat's a little lower, but we still need more rain. And this morning we've had a stout little thunderstorm go up in far southern Oklahoma with some small hail over Tishomingo and Medill and a few little showers over Wynnewood and Pauls Valley, headed up to Holdenville and Asher. Otherwise, we are totally dry, and today is a dry day. 57 is our temperature right now, 90% humidity. We're running in the upper 50s and the low 60s, 30s and 40s out in the Panhandle, and our winds are breezy to gusty. As we go through the morning, winds will increase. We'll have a few gusts to 35, maybe 40 miles an hour, and then they should diminish by midday. But it is all about tomorrow's severe weather risk. Talking wind, hail, and again, a tornado threat tomorrow afternoon, evening, and into the overnight. We'll talk all about it coming up here in Full Weather.
Megan, thank you. This morning, we now know the names of the mother and daughter who were killed when their car was hit by a tornado last week. We're told Thursday night, Jody Owens and her 13-year-old daughter, Lexi, were rushing home when they got caught in that storm. Jody was a substitute teacher at Fairview High. Lexi played drums in the middle school band. Jody's brother says that she was originally from Utah, but built her life here in Oklahoma.
They love Oklahoma. Obviously, we've missed them. I wish they'd stayed, but yeah, they love it there. They've set down roots. Their kids are in school. They're in the bands. And Jody's worked with the schools and has been a part of the band program for years and years. And yeah, they just are really involved in the community.
He goes on to say that it was a great loss for the community. The family has started a GoFundMe account to help with the funeral costs. As of this morning, it's raised $123,000, Robin.
Other headlines on your Monday morning, we can tell you the Oklahoma County Commissioner Miles Davidson will not face charges following an investigation into a woman's sexual battery report allegations against him. The Attorney General's office says it did not find enough evidence to support any criminal charges against the commissioner. There was a review of Oklahoma City Police and its investigation. The woman who made the report now is asking for a protective order against the commissioner. A hearing on that complaint is set for this Wednesday.
Taking a live look at our nation's capital this morning, we are learning new details now that U.S. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma is named the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Pending Senate confirmation, Mullin will become the 9th DHS Secretary and be in charge of 260,000 employees. Mullin pledges to get DHS back on track.
Making sure that we stay focused on protecting the homeland. And no matter if you support me, you don't support me, I'm going to be laser focused on getting that done.
Mullen's first step may be trying to work out a new deal to pass a DHS appropriations bill, a funding bill. Although ICE and Border Protection agents were funded through last year's reconciliation bill, the other 20 agencies that fall under DHS were not. All right, taking a live look this morning at your morning traffic. It is 6:34, and this is a live look from our news tracker, Lex Stanfield. He says an accident at this location has now cleared.
Northwest 12th and Penn.
There you go, Northwest 12th and Penn. I needed some context clues from that shot. Looks like a great intersection, though. Okay, so the accident has cleared, nothing too serious. Let's check in with Kylie Dedman. She is with our other news tracker this morning. Kylie, where are you guys and how is traffic looking?
Hey Lacey, we are traveling northbound on I-35, kind of coming up to the southeast 66th Street exit, and roads are looking really good this morning here on the highways. We have been on I-35, both southbound and then of course right here on northbound. We've been on I-40 both directions and I-44 as well, just kind of monitoring everything in this area. And we haven't come across any wrecks. We also haven't heard of any wrecks on any of the interstates. So traffic's looking really good right now. I will say traffic has picked up just a little bit here going northbound on I-35, but that is of course as expected, kind of just traveling into downtown area. But again, no wrecks this morning. So roads and highways, interstates are looking really good this morning. We'll keep you updated. We'll be out monitoring. So stay with News 9 for more information on that. But reporting live here northbound on I-35, Kylie Dedman, Oklahoma's own News 9.
I expect that trend to continue as we get closer to 7. Kylie, we appreciate the report. Epic Charter School says it's paid off a $30 million line of credit months ahead of schedule. School leaders say the loan was secured last June to keep the virtual charter school operating after past financial issues. Well, now they have a new superintendent, and his previous financial problems stem from an ongoing case involving former leaders who were accused of funneling millions of dollars that were meant for the school. A judge's decision in that case is expected next month.
Well, Amazon is expanding in the state of Oklahoma with 4 new delivery facilities. The company recently announced stations in Weatherford, Perry, and down in McAllister. It also announced a same-day delivery site planned for Broken Arrow. Amazon says the expansion creates more than 500 full and part-time jobs statewide, along with hundreds of driving opportunities.
So you're telling me my package will get here even quicker.
Okay, let's shop right now.
Here we go. That's amazing.
How many packages do you get a day?
I think I get a couple a week.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of dog treats and dog toys, and then if I just forget something, I'm like, I just better pop it in.
There you
real
go.
Quick.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to order a few more things, right?
You're like tomorrow by 4 a.m.
I'm like Mama Likey. There you go.
All right. Hey, I don't know if we're going to like the weather for tomorrow. Today, it's going to feel almost like summertime out there, Megan.
It is. We will have spots down in the southwest like Altus that will be near 90 degrees, may climb into the low 90s. Fire danger will be elevated in the west. Today is a dry day. A few showers and thunderstorms have gone up in far southern Oklahoma, but tomorrow severe risks return during the afternoon, evening, and into the overnight. Wind, hail, and again a tornado threat. Unfortunately, we'll talk all about it coming up.
Well, good news. Our own Colby Thielen making a big announcement this weekend. Colby, you want to share?
My wife's having another baby.
We're so happy.
Yes, he's due in April. So
another boy.
Another boy.
Oh my gosh!
It's about to be a house
All
of chaos.
boy house.
My 3 sons, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, the boys.
They're so precious.
They're going to be about the time he's born. They're going to be 5 and 7. So there's a little bit of an age gap, but that also means that they will be helping. I've already told them you're going to be changing diapers.
Oh, I love it. Colby Wheezy looks beautiful.
Wheezy is gorgeous.
Can you believe it? I can't explain it. I don't know how I landed.
You
with her.
outpunted your coverage on that one.
I sure
Oh my
did.
gosh.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's
April?
April. It does feel a little bit like you've just finished a marathon. You got the blanket on. You're in the tent, and they're like, "You got 5 more miles to go. Get back out there." But we're excited. We're very excited.
Oh,
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
congratulations.
What a
Thank you.
blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful family.
Yes, thank you.
Any names picked out yet?
Suggestions welcome.
Okay.
Feel free to send me a message. We have not decided. We have not. Nick, our director says Nick.
I know. There you go.
That's his name.
There you go.
Well, we need a babysitter.
Yes. Oh,
Okay,
I've already
Megan's
got you.
ready to
I've
go.
already got
I'm
you
ready.
marked in the calendar.
This baby's going to be born during severe weather season.
I was.
Oh my goodness.
We've wondered, like, could he be born in our shelter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
It's
might
always
happen.
You
possible.
better clean it out, Colby. You better clean it out.
It's ready to go. Keep some
Goodness
towels on
gracious.
hand.
Oh my gosh. Well, hard transition here. We do have severe weather chances for tomorrow.
All right.
We're very happy for you, Colby.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we
Thank
love
you.
your family. No, it'll be another great baby. So for tomorrow, severe weather chances going up during the afternoon, the evening, and into the overnight. So we do have another damaging wind, large hail, and another tornado threat. And this morning, we do have a few showers and thunderstorms that have gone up, but those are not severe. They are strong down in southern Oklahoma, but there is no severe weather risk for today. Before we get to that, just a few updates on your March so far. It has been so very warm. We're sitting at the 5th warmest start to March on record with an average temperature of 71.8 degrees, and we have 15 preliminary tornadoes. On average for the month of March, we would have about 3.8, so we'll call it about 4. By the time we get into April and May, it really ramps up from there. So we are tied for the third most March tornadoes ever. And I think we just had a storm go severe, down in far southern Oklahoma. So everybody else is dry, but one severe storm down in far southern Oklahoma. I think this is going to be warned for some hail and some damaging winds. So this is moving off to the north and east. So a heads up for those of you in Atoka. You can see the little hail core there. This is moving out of Tishomingo, and a few little showers gone up down near Durant. A few additional showers over Wynnewood to Pauls Valley, Byers, and Winnett east of you all. And these are all lifting to the north and to the east. No lightning with any of that. Big picture, cold front comes in after our severe threat tomorrow. And your Wednesday brings a big cool down, but until then, we have 2 more very, very warm days. There's tomorrow's storm just off the coast of the Baja California. This cutoff low, this area of spin, going to bring in some energy. Jet stream winds will be ripping overhead. We'll have enough instability that we have that set up and those ingredients for some severe weather. And you can tell just by having a severe thunderstorm this morning, just how kind of volatile the atmosphere is right now. So what's not locked in, and we're going to fine-tune this through the day today with more data, is the chance for showers and thunderstorms. They wouldn't be severe tomorrow morning, but that's not locked in. I think a 30 to a 40% chance for scattered showers and storms. The main wave comes in during the afternoon, the evening, and the overnight. And unfortunately, I think the highest risk comes in after dark, which makes it even more dangerous. So from western Oklahoma, we'll have a wave that builds in from the south, from North Texas, and I think right down along I-35, so south of the metro. I think that's where our tornado threat may be the highest. We'll look at that through the day today, some of the latest data coming in, but I think we may have a line of storms that develops from Oklahoma City down to Ardmore to the Red River, and those storms will start to spin, and we may have some embedded tornadoes. That main wave will build off into eastern Oklahoma, and we'll have a few showers around for your Wednesday, but the severe threat is over by the time we get into early Wednesday morning. Just showing you future rotation tracks, again, down in southern Oklahoma is where a lot of the data says these storms will rotate as they push off to the east. And we'll have more through the day today. 59 is our temperature. There's the Broadway extension moving along nicely here on your Monday morning. 90% humidity with a south wind, very warm out the door, upper 50s and low 60s with a breezy south wind. As we go through the next couple of hours, our winds are going to increase some, and then they'll come down midday. So a few gusts to 35, maybe 40 miles an hour on the higher end. And look how warm we are this afternoon, 86 degrees. The record in Oklahoma City is 89. So we are near record highs down in the southwest, Hollis, Mangum, Altus, temperatures right around 90 to 91 degrees. And we will have some fire threat later this afternoon and evening, really starting this morning as our winds start to ramp up, but humidity will drop into the afternoon. So we'll watch that humidity down to about 10% and winds gusting to about 30 miles per hour. So thankfully, winds are not out of control. Overnight tonight, check it out, upper 50s, low 60s, another very mild night, and there's your 30 to a 40% chance tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, still a very warm day, mostly cloudy skies with a south wind that is breezy to gusty, and we'll have a 70 to an 80% chance tomorrow late afternoon into the evening, and then it really ramps up during the evening and the overnight, pushing off into eastern Oklahoma. Cold front comes through, and your Wednesday, we're back into the 50s and 60s. Goodbye to the 80s and the 90s. So your full 9-day forecast here. Tuesday, again, a wind, hail, and a tornado threat. That's our only threat there on the 9-day. Few temperature ups and downs, but overall, it's a mainly dry 9-day, guys. Back over to you.
Parents who work at Integris are searching for answers after the hospital system decides to close its employee childcare centers. What families learned at a packed town hall. That's next.
And coming up on the Community Spotlight at 9 a.m., we're live at Edmond Fine Arts, checking out classes and camps hosted for all ages. You can check out how students are getting creative. News 9 at 9 a.m. this morning.
I had many conversations with my child's teacher. There's been many tears over this, and we're all shocked.
Well, parents who work at Integris are frustrated as the hospital system decides to close its employee child care centers.
Some of those parents gathered for a town hall at the Integris corporate office trying to get some answers. News 9's Brianna Brown live in studio with more. Brianna?
Lacey, parents say last Friday they received an email from Integris Health announcing the children's play and fun fit will end mid-August of this year. Now, that email also invited them to a town hall held at corporate office yesterday evening. One mother who didn't want to go on camera has been with the company for almost 2 decades and has a young child in the program. She says her immediate thoughts were about what would happen to staff and families.
Where am I going to find childcare elsewhere? 5 months isn't much of a notice, and we're in a really limited, there's really limited options out there on finding childcare.
Another parent, also asking to stay anonymous, says a letter of reconsideration was submitted at the town hall. It addressed Oklahoma childcare shortages, lengthy wait lists for childcare, and the impacts it could have on the workforce if parents have to call out. Now, a source shared with us that according to head of HR Allison Peterson, 88 employees will lose their jobs, 355 children will be displaced, with about 150 of those kids under kindergarten age. Robin.
Integris says the facilities have been losing more than $1 million per year, and as a not-for-profit healthcare system, they must continually evaluate how to allocate resources.
All right, at this time, we need everybody to have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down.
Scary moments on a Southwest flight. It was forced to take an emergency landing. Coming up here on News 9, what sparked the scare on the plane? It's coming up next.
All right, at this time, we need everybody to have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up.
Terrifying moments on a Southwest Airlines flight after a reported security threat grounds the plane in Atlanta. Passengers, as you heard, were forced to raise their hands and keep their heads down low as law enforcement boarded the plane. A source within Southwest confirms the passenger in question was praying out loud. In a statement, the airline says this all turned out to be a misunderstanding. Passengers were put on a different plane to continue their trip.
Back here at home on the northwest side of Oklahoma City, we're told a firefighter is hurt while working to put out a fire at a storage area. It happened around 7:30 last night near Northwest 4th and Penn. We're told the firefighter was treated there on the scene and is expected to be okay. The cause of the fire still under investigation.
And Oklahoma City police are looking for a gunman after a teen is shot over the weekend. Happened about 11 Saturday night near Northwest 23rd in Portland. Police say the victim says he didn't know who shot him. He was taken to the hospital. His name and condition have not yet been released.
In Beggs, south of Tulsa, we now know 2 people were killed after an EF3 tornado hit over the weekend. Those 2 victims were in the same home. Also, Beggs public school leaders say the storm hit the middle school the hardest. A lot of school damage. As a result, Beggs Public School, the whole district, will be canceled classes this week, and then spring break is next week. So school officials hope to have kids back in class in Beggs on March 23rd.
Governor Kevin Stitt issued a state of emergency to help provide resources after 2 days of severe weather. The order is for Alfalfa, Creek, Grant, Major, Okmulgee, Rogers, Tulsa, and Wagner counties. Governor Stitt says the State Department of Emergency Management is working to help these communities and is evaluating the damage. The department is asking anyone with damage to report it at damage.ok.gov.
Your time now 6:58. A check of traffic this morning as you head out the door. And here's a live look at the Lucky Star Skycam network. That is the Broadway extension looking southbound towards downtown in the background. Everything looking good so far. A couple of more interstate shots right here. Oklahoma is waking up, and so far no crashes to report. That's always a good thing.
Boy, it was a big weekend at Penn Square Mall for the Severe Weather Expo, and Megan, you and the whole team were there, and it's just so great to talk to all the viewers.
It's my favorite part of the job, getting to see everyone that is on the other side of the TV screen. We had folks from all over Oklahoma. Our whole team of storm trackers, meteorologists were there, and it was just so much fun. The line just kept coming and coming.
This is a cool part. This was a quilt that somebody made of you guys.
So that was a selfie that David, Lacey, and I had taken, and this lady made it into a quilt, and then she had us sign it.
And brought it for you.
So sweet. Yeah.
It's nice when all of you guys can get together all at once, and it's for something positive.
Exactly, right? It's not for any type of severe weather. We were just talking about severe weather.
We're spending a lot of time together this week,
Oh,
for
there you
sure.
go.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot today, maybe severe chances tomorrow.
Very, very warm today. Sunny. We will have some fire danger concerns. Then tomorrow, severe weather chances go up. If we could take links 1, that would be awesome. Got a live look for you out the door. Temperatures are running very warm this morning, upper 50s and low 60s. We have a few thunderstorms down in far southern Oklahoma. Highs today feeling like summertime. And then as we go into the afternoon and evening, again, fire danger concerns tomorrow. It's all about severe weather. I'll take a look at the latest today to have an update at 9 a.m.
All right, we need the rain, that's for sure.
We do.
All right. Well, we better rest up on that sleep with that new baby coming in April.
Good luck.
Okay.